Sci-Fi Visions. Here we go.
Welcome to Sci-Fi Visions, where reality is only a state of mind. I'm going to bring in my host today, my co-host, and that will be Mike, Money Mike, and the Black Sheep, Sean Castleberry. How are you guys doing?
Oh God, he's got his little device again.
No, there it is, the TARDIS. That's where it all started. He pointed the TARDIS at the screen, and that's where the reboot started. The TARDIS. That's the only reason why I know what a TARDIS is. You know, this guy, this crazy white guy, just pointing the pen at the screen and it's blinking, and I'm like, what the hell? I didn't know about Doctor Who. So yeah.
Speaking of which, because I don't know when else we're going to get into this real quick, I wanted to mention, starting next week, we're also going to be live on YouTube from the Sci-Fi Visions YouTube. So go on over there and hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Get the numbers up over there as well so that you can do that. We may who knows, we may do some YouTube exclusive content at some point. You never know what we may come up with.
Right. And we also need you guys to participate on the Facebook page. That's where a lot of our topics are coming from, their Facebook page. And I know it by heart now. It's facebook.com/groups/sci-fi. There it is, right down there. www.facebook.com/groups/sci-fi visions. Both are plural. Groups with an S, sci-fi visions with an S. Just for those plural impaired. So yes, you guys got to make your comments and also show us your participation so we know we're not just talking to ourselves. Because we want to talk to. So
get active on here, guys. I mean, comment during the live streams, all that good stuff. If you want to come on and host a segment, hit one of us up. Hit one of the admins up in the Sci-Fi Visions, and we'll look at seeing if we can get you on here. That's actually how our boy Chris, who unfortunately couldn't make it tonight, that's how he got on here. He's hosting a segment for us, and he's been an awesome contributor.
Okay. So this is almost classic. There was one time when I called, when I had Sci-Fi Visions, and my mother called, and she was yelling for me in the middle of the show, Donald! That was my mom. Well, introduce you guys. My mom's calling me on the phone again during the show.
Yay! I would also like to say that was a classic ringtone, Doug. Hey!
Say hi, Mom.
I really need your help.
Okay. Well, one second here. I'm gonna take a quick breather because mom's asking for something. Let me.
Okay, we'll bring you back right as we go. But
absolutely.
What we were talking about here, as far as this goes, we all have some big plans for not only our network here, Podcast Network 49.
Right.
Which we host a multitude of podcasts on, but Sci-Fi Visions in general. Like I said, I would love to be able to get somebody to come on, and I'd love to be able to do a YouTube exclusive content and stuff like that for our people. But it's going to require you guys to show some interest in that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Podcast 49. that is something that Michael, myself, and another partner of ours, Brad, we created podcast. Uh,
Talk Radio 49,
Talk Radio
actually.
49. That's how it first started. And it just recently changed to Podcast 49 because we're exclusively doing videos now. And we're on Facebook Live. We're on, YouTube, all sorts of different things. But man, all the podcasts that we do, there's a lot of them. I mean, there's Sci-Fi Visions. There's Clear and Convincing. That's a true crime. That's actually pretty interesting. I love that one. We've done Vinyl, which was all about music. We've done Shenanigans, which is just, having fun and talking about all sorts of crazy things. Pretty soon, we're going to be doing Behind the Curtain, which is a really interesting show. It's like coast to coast AM. And, Brad is, he's always been up on that conspiracy theories, the paranormal, different things like that. And we look at it from different perspectives and talk about really cool things. And I think the one that we're going to do is going to be about The Simpsons. And do they predict the future? A lot of people have said that. We're going to look at a lot of the episodes of The Simpsons, the things that they've done, and we're actually going to see, do they predict the future? In some cases, it's almost dead on. It's pretty scary.
It really is kind of scary.
Right. But we'll get into more detail about that as we go along. Again, all the different podcasts. We have a couple of wrestling podcasts, too. Go ahead and talk about those, Michael.
Yeah, we have a couple ones. We actually just launched 2 weeks ago. The Wrestling Wrap-Up. It's hosted by myself and a guy by the name of Aaron. We focus mostly on local independent wrestlers here in the state of Arkansas. Tomorrow night, we're actually going to have one of our very own hosts, Manny Hispani, on tomorrow to talk about his promotion that he runs there in the Hot Springs area. So that will be a really good. That'll be on at noon Central Time tomorrow, from noon to 2. So keep an eye out for that. That's the Wrestling Wrap-Up podcast. And, of course, we actually do live events. We do live professional wrestling events for a company by the name of the Arkansas Wrestling Organization. AWS. So we do the live events from the bar. We do all sorts of stuff. So, there's really a podcast for everybody. But like I said, specifically for Sci-Fi Visions, I know you and Duck both have a love for this podcast and this format in general.
Yeah, we've been doing this for 20 plus years. My dad did it. I mean, altogether, Sci-Fi Visions has been around for 30 years now. And, it started out with just a, now I can't even think of what it's called. A television show.
Local access?
Cable access television show 30 years ago. That's how it started. And then it went online, sci-fivisions.com, which is still going strong. Then it was just the Facebook page. Then we did a podcast where Donald and I just did it together. We did a whole season, and it was really weird because we would film these different segments and go back and forth and edit. It would take us hours to get this all together. And then, boom, here it was. And it was all scripted, and it was funny. We even have a blooper reel for all the episodes together, which is hilarious, by the way. We're going to play that one of these days.
Absolutely.
But we found this format on Blog Talk Radio where we could just talk live. Now, there wasn't a video, and we really worked on, our presence, on how we do this live and everything. And so once we got on the video, now the things that we are able to do with the technology, and make these shows, it's not all scripted. We don't mess up all the time. We just have fun, just talking about the things that we love to talk about. And it's great. And then, of course, there's the flagship of Podcast 49, the American Idiots podcast, every Monday night. And, man, we talk about everything on that as far as politics go. We don't talk about politics here. This is just
absolutely politics-free zone right here on
politics-free zone right here. So, yeah.
And here we go. We can stop stalling now.
Yeah. There he is. Hold on.
You guys do not know the pain. You guys will never experience the pain until your mother calls you while you're doing the show. That's twice. That's been twice. That's twice.
Hey, all I'm saying is you were talking about old school. I just want to say that I want to give you a call out. That ringtone there was pretty old school. I mean, I ain't heard that in a good 12, 15 years.
I had to change it because Mom got offended by the first one because it used to play the Star Wars dun dun dun. So she got all pissed. So I just changed it to some kind of default one. They didn't go to
I'm
it.
surprised you didn't have like "Dear Mama," something
Yeah,
great
yeah,
like that.
something. No, she
Yeah.
gets so pissed. She takes it offensively. So, yeah, I'm a mama's boy. But
Hey,
yeah, so
nothing wrong with that.
All
yeah,
good.
but yeah, she heard the. I don't know why she called me while I was in front of her, but she happened to call on her phone, and then there it went, dun 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 dun. Dun. Just what the hell? And she, that was hard to explain. So anyway,
You ready to get into the topics, guys?
oh my God,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So here's the big one this week. Caused a lot of controversy, especially on the message boards here on Sci-Fi Visions in the group.
Right.
Gina Carano was not renewed for The Mandalorian, and we actually have a video here from IGN Now.
Actress Gina Carano, known for playing former Rebel Alliance soldier Cara Dune on The Mandalorian, has been fired from the show. Gina Carano's time on The Mandalorian is no more, following recent comments that have sparked backlash. In a statement sent to IO9, a Lucasfilm representative spoke on the matter. Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. Carano was the subject of much criticism recently when, in a now deleted Instagram post, she compared being a modern-day Republican to being Jewish during the Holocaust. The hashtag #FireGinaCarano has trended on social media in recent months after other incendiary comments by the television and film star. Sources tell The Hollywood Reporter that Lucasfilm planned on announcing in December that Carano would star in her own Star Wars series. Those plans were scrapped after Carano's November tweets. Carano has also been dropped as a client by the United Talent Agency. THR reports, they've been looking for a reason to fire her for 2 months, and today was the final straw, THR sources said. Carano has also been vocally against the use of masks in public spaces during the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as insinuating voter fraud conspiracies regarding the 2020 presidential election. Carano first appeared as Cara Dune in episode 4 of The Mandalorian Season 1, when she teamed up with the titular bounty hunter to protect a community against raiders using stolen Empire weaponry. She returned midway through Season 2, Episode 12, to assist in destroying an Imperial base, and later, in Episode 15, to help infiltrate a refinery. The character proved initially to be popular with Star Wars fans, but opinion quickly soured following Carano's comments.
Okay. I don't know. This is a Sci-Fi Vision show with fantasy,
Right.
all kinds of geeky stuff. So we're going to save this for American Idiots for the political part of it. But we're just reporting to you guys that one of our hero envies has gone down. Man down. So
I didn't realize that she was potentially going to have her own spinoff. Like,
Yes.
this character was essential to The Mandalorian.
Well, there's a lot of people right now looking to replace her. There's a lot of fans that have gone in and made a lot of suggestions, including Lucy Lawless. There's a whole bunch that are out there, and I'd have no issue with Lucy Lawless taking over that role. The thing that kind of depresses me about this, the fact that, one, she couldn't keep her views to herself. Well, I wish she had. But two, the type of woman that she represented. Okay, she was not the super slim, super sexy girl that you see in everything that's out there. This was a strong, thick, beautiful woman, right? And we don't see enough of that in Hollywood. And she was awesome. She was amazing. Now, she wasn't the greatest actress. A lot of people are going to criticize her for that. That's fine. But she represented something that Hollywood doesn't represent. And I don't want them to replace her with some, tweeny,
Bimbo.
just average character. I don't want to attack women that way. I don't mean it that way.
Right.
But thick women, strong women are very underrepresented in Hollywood, and I was really happy to see that character, in The Mandalorian. I love that.
Listen to Sean talking like a young man, calling people thick.
Hey, I love that, man. That was great. She was one of my favorite characters ever.
Yeah, she was my favorite too. That's why I'm hoping for Lucy Lawless, because she's always had
See, and I think, Lucy Lawless did a stint on Battlestar Galactica. She did a really good job on that. If they could bring her in, she's an older woman. I respect that. That would be amazing. Again, she's not some 20-year-old hot, super skinny chick. She's an older one.
You
That's what
saying
they
Lucy
need.
Lawless ain't hot?
No, I'm saying she is very hot, but she's not what Hollywood projects as being the perfect woman. Again, we're getting a little political there, but I'm just saying that there are certain types of women that aren't represented, and the Cara Dune character was a great character.
So the character Cara Dune isn't necessarily gone. They just may recast her.
They may. That's what they're talking about right now. That's what might happen.
I'm on the fence because I'm like, well, should they just kill her off, or should they? I mean, if they put her strongly into the show, so it's going to be a.
So I can't specifically speak about this show, or even sci-fi shows in general, but like in classics that recast main characters, it tends to be a little awkward. I'm thinking Family Matters and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air right off the top of my head. It was a little awkward seeing somebody else in that same character role.
Yeah, Roseanne.
What was the one with Charlie Sheen?
Do what?
What was the show? Charlie Sheen, 2.5 Men.
Oh, yeah, 2.5 Men.
Yeah, and I mean that wasn't an actual recasting of the character, but they replaced the main character. That happened way back in the '80s with Valerie. When she asked for too much money, they fired her, and then they changed the name of the show to the Hogan Family. They brought in Sandy Duncan to play the aunt, and it never was the same show again. And that's what Cara Dune's character was not the apex of the show, but she was a very great character. So they need to bring on someone that can, show that type of strength.
That makes me wonder how the Connor show is doing. I mean, I still watch it, and
I watched the first season.
Huh?
Yeah, I watched the first season straight through. I loved it.
Yeah.
I have not kept up with it since, just because there's so many other things that I'm watching right now. Yeah, I mean, with the streaming services and how they put things out, it's really hard because I have so many interests, I mean, not just sci-fi, fantasy, horror. I love dramas. I love crime shows. I mean, there's a great one on Netflix right now called Sinner. Phenomenal show,
So Duck kind of brings up a good point, though. With what we just talked about, Sean, wouldn't it be better visually and kind of, I don't know, it was always, like I said, awkward for me to watch a new person play this character. Wouldn't it be better to go ahead and just kill the character off?
I think so.
I mean, personally, that's what I would do. I mean, like everybody remembers Cheers back in the '80s when Coach died. In the first season, they didn't want to replace him with another actor. They brought in Woody Harrelson to play Woody, which was he was a great addition to the show, and I'm glad that they did that.
What's the name of the blonde that left the show?
Shelley Winters.
Shelley,
yeah. And
she was replaced by Kirstie Alley, wasn't she?
Yes. Kirstie Alley came on as a different character,
but
and that's how.
Suffer though. I thought
No. It was actually a beloved show, and it's because of the cast ensemble together. You lost a cog, but you replaced it with just as strong a character, and that's what they should do.
Right. Absolutely, I would agree there. Do you see? Go ahead. Oh no, I was just going to ask: do you guys see this as a hiccup? Or do you guys see this as a potential show killer?
No. Too fucking strong, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So this isn't a show killer because it's all about the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. But the spinoffs that they have created.
Start posting some political shit there, and I'd be worried.
Yeah, Baby Yoda comes out, doing the Heil Hitler or some shit like that. I'm done. I won't watch it anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
You would cancel Baby Yoda show?
If I saw Baby Yoda do this, I'm out. I'm done.
Sean would cancel Baby Yoda.
That fucker's too cute. People might go with it. People are like, you know what?
Right.
No, I don't like him. But
I feel like there would be some people that would be like, oh, but it's Baby Yoda.
Look at him with his little goose stepping in. Oh,
Look
come
at
on.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. I wanted to bring this up because we have something relating to it now. If you've been watching WandaVision, you know that even that show, the lead, I'm going brain farting over her name.
What was her
the
name?
Olsen twins' sister. She made a comment. I think she just said the word gypsy.
She had called Wanda Romanoff a gypsy before during one of the Avengers movies, and a lot of people took great offense to that, and they wrote this campaign. They wanted her to get fired, and then she said it again during WandaVision. And you know what? Here's something, America, if you're listening. I don't know if you are or not, but get the fuck over yourselves. Not everything's offensive, okay? Not everything is offensive, and if she calls, the character gypsy, that's okay. Yeah! What's up, man?
Contrasting. I can see him. Look.
I know, right?
Oh, you don't have to salute me, Duck. It's all right.
Hey, real quick question. Just because Black Sheep said this before you came on. If you saw Baby Yoda doing the Hail
Don't call
Hitler
it Baby
sign,
Yoda. He is not Baby Yoda.
we're calling him Baby Yoda for this purpose.
Are you happy?
If you saw Baby Yoda doing the Hail Hitler sign, would you cancel Baby Yoda? Or would you be like, oh, it's Baby Yoda?
Yeah.
Very delayed.
Yes.
All right. Would they replace Baby Yoda with Baby Jar Jar?
Oh my God.
When the DM smiles. I love the shirt.
Me too.
Oh, I
Okay.
love the shirt. But
So, yes.
I feel like WandaVision, because it just started, that could be a show killer. If this gains traction, that could be a show killer.
In my opinion, I'm glad we're on WandaVision because I think the show is overrated as hell. I'm sorry. I know Sean is probably. Oh, you see? Yeah. See? Do you see? Did you see? Anyway. This one. Anyway.
This way.
Yeah. This way. This door. So
Whatever.
Anyway,
Yeah, everything's backwards.
to have a tizzy when I'm done, but he is going to tell me just how impatient I am, like all the other fans, and it's killing. It's like get on with it already. So yeah, for me, I tried to be patient, but after 4 episodes, you're almost doing the same thing. It's overrated as hell.
Okay.
Well, what are we talking about here? We're
talking about WandaVision now.
Baby
We
Yoda.
went from Carano to
Yeah,
we went from
we're talking about the
Carano
greatest
to
Marvel
WandaVision.
series that's been on television so far.
But what happened? I mean,
I didn't know whether he needed to.
We're experiencing technical difficulties here on Pod 49. Duck will be back with us very shortly.
But-
Stay tuned for more from SciFiVisions.com.
But no, we were talking about Carano, and we were kind of, sticking away from the political aspect of it. But we were talking, then we kind of transferred into WandaVision in the Gypsy comments. And I said, because Mandalorian is a freaking train right now, it's going to take a big, powerful thing to be a show killer. WandaVision's just now getting started. It's popular, but this could be a show killer.
I don't know that the gypsy word is near as bad as a Heil Hitler thing like what y'all are talking about.
Right.
I mean, there's people that are going to find issues with all kinds of stuff.
Right.
But to say gypsy, because gypsy is really looked at as people that just kind of roam around. It's not really a bad context anymore.
I would agree.
To my knowledge. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm offending people by saying that, I'm sorry. I guess I'm ignorant to the facts. But to my knowledge, that people use the word gypsy when they talk about people that just kind of roam around.
When I first saw that the word gypsy was getting this much traction, like, honestly, somebody had went out and dropped the N-bomb, I was like, gypsy's that big a deal nowadays? I knew it was like way before my time, but
that goes to prove just how far it goes with all that, how people are willing to just like the meme in the first place that got poor Toronto fired. People like to compare that. Even for certain blacks, you have to see people compare when before the homosexuals were able to marry. They said, "Well, we're being treated just like slaves." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I'm like, "Okay." So your father got to watch your mother get raped in front of him, and
right.
Right.
So I asked him that. Well, yeah, but it's just like. So I'm like, okay.
Well,
we tend
Just
to
like as in 400 years? I mean, come on.
Exactly, yeah,
Right.
but we tend to do that. But anyway, we have got to move on from this whole political thing. I mean, this show is we are stumbling. I'm getting interruptions. I'm going off my kids. Are you kidding me? So,
I do want to say one more thing about the whole cancel culture thing without being political about it. No, if cancel culture had existed before this time period, we wouldn't have such great classics as Spaceballs.
We
Blazing
definitely wouldn't have had All in the
Saddles.
Family.
Blazing Saddles was hilarious.
Right?
There are a
All in the
lot
Family
of
would have
shows
been
that
I
we
mean,
screwed.
would
The
have
Jeffersons.
Mel Brooks wouldn't have a career. You know what I'm saying? So all these people that are offended by every damn thing that comes along, seriously, man, we got to go back to the way things used to be, where we can actually laugh at everything.
Here's a more modern take. Could you imagine if Django dropped today? Oh my god!
That was Charlie Chaplin.
Django, people would lose their fucking minds.
Yeah, but let's move on to the next one.
Okay.
Right?
On the next one here, we got Tom Holland says there is no Spiderverse. He said he denies that Maguire and Garfield are even part of the next Spider-Man movie, and this broke my heart. I'm like, oh God, please let him be lying. Please, I really wanted a real live action Spider-Verse with Garfield and Maguire and Holland. How do you guys feel about it? Do you take it or leave it, or what's going on?
So Into the Spider-Verse for me was one of the greatest animated movies that Marvel's done. I loved it so much. It was so funny. Everything about it was just great. So I really thought with Spider-Man 3 that they would try this and they would bring back Tobey Maguire and they would bring back Andrew Garfunkel. What's his name? Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield. And hell, even bring the guy back from the 70s that did the old TV show. You know what I'm saying? They could do some crazy stuff like that. They could even get that kid that did the voice for Peter Parker in the Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s on Fox.
My thing is this. Y'all are talking like this would be difficult.
Hey, I'm going to give my 2 cents real quick, and then I got to go take care of something before I come back.
Okay.
The way I look at it is it's hard to put them all in a show with a good storyline. I understand there's ways you can do it, but to fit it into a 2-hour movie,
and CW did it for a whole season of the Arrowverse.
Well, just make it short. They don't have to be part of the complete storyline.
Hell, let them be in cameos.
Just seeing Garfield swing in, from the Spider-Verse or whatever, make a short comment and then get sucked back in or something. If you have writers that have their pay, I think you can do it.
Here's my thing that throws me off. If you're bringing back, and I believe I read this correctly, William Dafoe in this movie, you can bring back freaking Tobey Maguire. There you go. Even if it's just a cameo, it's not hard.
Well, Antonio makes a great point that you want to have a good story. You want it to actually be written very well. You know what I'm saying? You can't just throw everybody together, but they could look at WB and the Arrowverse. WB and the Arrowverse did a whole season on all of their shows where they came together and they brought back Brandon Roth as Superman. He also played a character on the WB. They brought back the Flash from the original television series back in the 90s. They brought back the guy from Smallville to play Superman. The guy from Constantine was there. There were so many cameos from so many different people. Like Christopher Reeve would have been there.
What you're saying, though, is they did it over a season, which is how many hours?
That's a good
yeah, it was
point
like
too.
10 hours. Yeah.
So that's where I'm saying that the difference would come from. In order to tell a good story, the only way to really do it would be to do another trilogy. And are they willing to sign all of them on for a 3-movie deal?
The movie was the one of the most successful Spider-Man movies ever. Did it, and they did it well. They don't have people with enough talent to write that again. Not that exact story, but something like that.
Right. Into the Spiderverse. I never saw it. I hadn't seen it yet, so I couldn't tell you what kind of story it was. But that was a little bit different. That wasn't the same character, was it?
No, it was
that was Morales and Peter Parker, and
actually they done it to where Morales wasn't an alternate universe. They just wrote it to where they could bring all of the Peter Parker. You had writers that actually were smart enough and good enough to make it work, because Morales was part of Spider-Man, the Spider-Man world, without being a multiverse. They just brought this in so they could bring in all of these other Spider-Men.
And that was animated, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it was animated.
All right, so there you're cutting the cost on a whole bunch of actors that have name recognition.
That is the only thing I could see that would hinder this.
He's still priced. You had all these stars voicing it. It wasn't just that. It was packed.
It was a huge deal. I mean, it was a big thing, and you know, I get that there are budget constraints and different things like that, but I mean, if you can get Michael Keaton to come back to do Batman, you can do anything, because Michael Keaton is goddamn Batman.
The other thing that we may be missing is, I mean, Tom Holland was kind of pegged as somebody that gave secrets away.
Oh, yeah.
So he may be saying this to kill any speculation, and they're actually going to do it anyways.
Yeah, dude, that would be great. That would be a great surprise. I would love that.
Well, they actually dropped a trailer during the Super Bowl this last week, and I know Manny has to run, so real quick we'll check the trailer.
You're saying there's a multiverse?
Chosen many paths in your life, but now only one remains. Destiny has dire plans for you, my friend.
Spider-Man attacked me for some reason. Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker.
Hey, that's not a real. That's not real.
That's the one that it said played in the Super Bowl.
No, that could be. That's not a real preview. Yeah, that was made from. That was made from old films and stuff. Yeah. I don't think that was real, dude. So yeah,
fuck you. It said Super Bowl. It said Super Bowl. I was wondering. I was like, wait, these motherfuckers are saying that it ain't there, but this motherfucker just said something about a multiverse. Anyway.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I think somebody duped you, man, because like that happened in the early 2000s when they were talking about the Star Wars when they were coming out, and somebody was like, "Here's the new trailer," and it was like Braveheart with lightsabers, and everybody was like,
"Oh well, fuck y'all."
Yeah.
Fuck you too, bastards.
Okay,
well, we've been here before.
Brian is personally messaging me. He's asking me, "Why the hell are you stuffing envelopes during the show?" I'm stuffing envelopes because I'm getting a lot of people asking for this.
Plus, I mean, he just likes to stuff things.
Yes. Yeah,
Duck's the stuffer.
So that's why, Brian. As a matter of fact, why don't you run that commercial for this?
Absolutely.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to talk while this is on here.
Is it not playing?
No, this is playing. I made it so that I could talk and explain. This is the Show Your Mug contest, and this is at the Facebook. There's the address, facebook.com. I'm sorry, facebook.com/groups/Sci-Fi Visions. And we're just asking for you to take a picture of yourself with a piece of paper, a Post-it, and pre-dreads. Anyway, Yeah.
Please, an appropriate picture.
Yeah. Post an appropriate picture, of course. Even Stan the Man's in on this. And post it to the groups, and you'll be able to get your free Star Trek Audacious comic.
Dude, that was spent for.
You won't even have to pay postage and handling. All you have to do is post your picture, and one of the admins will actually contact you and ask for an address to mail this free comic. And that's what I'm doing. They're like, what are you doing, man? I'm doing stats, you know. So you gotta hurry up because they're going fast.
All right, hold that comic up real quick. I want to say something. All right, I put out 3 videos before the show. That's Star Trek Audacious. That was created by Donald. I've written some of it. There's some other writers. There are so many people that are attached to Sci-Fi Visions that had a whole lot to do with that. Star Trek Audacious. It's a Star Trek fan-made comic. If you want one, okay, you need to post a photo of yourself holding up something that says, I love sci-fi-visions.com. Okay? That's all you got to do. And Donald's going to send it to you. That's what he's doing right now. He's making stuffers, getting ready. If you guys can do this, then he's going to send you one. So
but here's one where we took it a step further for you. If you go to Sci-Fi Visions and you post a creative photo of yourself with the Sci-Fi Visions, the most creative photo that we get submitted to us by the end of the month. So by February 28th is the last day we'll take submissions. We'll get a signed copy of that first comic, and we'll actually also get the patch as well.
If we get all 50 done by the end of the month, I'll do a flash dance video.
Whoa. I'm going to need you to explain this, sir.
Yeah.
Younger people may think you're just going to flash the camera.
That's important. It does end at the end of this month. It's not going to go forever. Oh, keep talking. I got to give him the patch. I got to show him the patch.
Hey, I love that patch, by the way. But no, get your submissions in, guys. Be creative with these submissions because if that's what the contest is about. You'll get a signed copy and you'll get one of those right there, a patch for the USS Audacious. And I'm just saying that's pretty freaking badass.
The USS
and then, of course, Sean has to pull out his model.
Oh, yeah. We love our toys. We love our models.
Yeah, we do.
Sci-Fi Visions, USS
As
Audacious.
Captain Christopher Cross, I command you, go to the Facebook page, post your picture to get your free comic.
Sir,
it's free, man. That's all you got to do. Just take a picture saying how much you love us, man. And you get a free comic book. It's fucking awesome.
Sir, to talk as your character, I'm going to need you to have a slur to your voice because your character's a drunk.
I'm working on that. Hello.
Wow. Somebody knows the comic. But yeah, he might have a little bit of a drinking problem. Right? It's not going to be in the first one.
Got a drinking problem.
But this is our picture of. We got to move the headphones. Okay, there we go. There he is. Here's Sean. There he is. Yeah.
He's pretty even in comic form.
Yeah.
He's beautiful. He's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's an awesome thing. And we got Law in here. Find out how they bring back Law. Pretty cool story how Law gets brought back. So you're gonna
no spoilers, Doug. No spoilers.
The daughter of Data. How did we do it? She's even on the cover.
Post your freaking face on sci-fi-visions.com and find out.
Right?
So that's that. Had to get that out the way because some people are actually starting to private message me like, "What are you doing? How are you doing during the show?" Because there's so many of them.
Hey, you got to work when you can. I certainly understand that feeling.
And let me make it really clear.
Oh, go for it.
Because people keep asking this, and they keep asking for a copy. And I'm like, well, you can have a copy, but you're gonna have to do some work here. This is free coming out of Sci-Fi Visions pocket. You know, we are paying, for the printing. We're paying for the shipping and handling. We're paying for everything. All you have to do is that picture. So please don't send me your address and you haven't posted the picture on the Facebook. It just gets me. I'm getting a lot of those. I'm getting dozens. I'm like, oh, send me my copy. I'm like, no. You get the point. Gotta have that picture. All right.
Okay, so this one seems really cool to me because I know who this is. Whoopi Goldberg wants to be the next Doctor in Doctor Who.
Oh my God, yeah.
That is badass. Like, I know who Whoopi Goldberg is. That may actually get me to find some way to watch the BBC to watch this damn show. Yeah. Everybody tells me I need to watch it anyway, but
I mean, somebody, I'm not going to say names, but somebody we all know might have made the impression that I should start watching it, and I got into it a little bit, yeah, and it's to me it's a thinking man show for me, and I'm just like lightsabers, but after you get into it and understand what's going on, yeah, it's a
well, and I mean, I'll say this: the people that are into it, like, they are bought the hell in. Like, if you even whisper something about a phone booth or whatever, they're like, "No, it's the TARDIS. How dare you?"
No, it's not a phone booth. It's a police box, you fucker. So, yeah, I mean, like, Doctor Who's been around for like 70 years now. It's the longest running science fiction television show in the history of the world. Started in the BBC back in the 50s. There have been 13 incarnations of the Doctor. He reincarnates into a different character every time he dies, or she. The last Doctor was a woman, by the way, and now there's this big fan push to try to get Whoopi Goldberg to be the next Doctor. Now, an American has never played the Doctor, and that would be very interesting. It would definitely go against the norm, just like having a woman. But I think that Whoopi Goldberg, honestly, would make a really cool Doctor. I've got no issue with it at all. All the people out there that hated, that the Doctor was a woman, or, all the negativity that's out there, man, just give it up. It's going to change eventually. That's what life's all about. Life is change. Today is Darwin's birthday, by the way. Really? Charles Darwin. Yes, today is Charles Darwin Day. And again, life is all about change. It's all about evolution. It's all about progression. Somebody's going to have to be the Doctor.
Well, you know what? Tom Hanks told me life was like a box of chocolates.
He did say that. He did. Yes. And yeah.
This wouldn't be her first foray into sci-fi because she was on one of the Star Trek series, correct?
Star Trek The Next Generation. She played Guinan, and she's also going to be in Star Trek Picard, which is the continuation of Admiral Jean-Luc Picard, the main character from Star Trek The Next Generation. And she's going to reprise her role as Guinan in the next season. We don't know how involved that's going to be. Is she going to be in the entire season? Is she just going to do a cameo? We honestly don't know. Gosh, what's his name? Frank's. I cannot think tonight. The guy that played Commander Riker and the lady that played Deanna Troi, they both did cameos in 2 episodes. They came back. A lot of people have been asking for Geordi to come back, for Worf to come back, all the different characters from the show. And that's a possibility. I mean, it's only in its 2nd season. But Guinan is a very important character in the life of Jean-Luc Picard. And to see her be in this, if you're a fan of The Next Generation or those films, especially Picard himself, yeah, this feels right. It needs to be. Guinan needs to be a part of his life again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we actually have next up here, I believe Duck probably is trying to get back in at some point. But we actually have something he brought up that was posted in the Sci-Fi Visions group there on Facebook. A new Star Trek fan-made series was posted. I have a trailer. It's called Squadron, and it's by the YouTube channel AXANAR. So here we go.
You will command the whole squadron, and Minneapolis is going to be your flagship. Rear Admiral Nansen.
Our task is to take over the patrol in this sector and stabilize the situation.
When a chieftain is fighting in his own territory, it is dispersive ground. Ground on which we can only be saved from destruction by fighting without delay is desperate ground. On desperate ground, fight.
I would just like to say, for a fan-made, and I'm assuming fan-produced and fan-funded situation, holy shit, that was pretty damn good.
Well, most people out there that are fans of Star Trek know there are a whole slew of Star Trek fan-made productions that are out there right now. One of my favorites is Star Trek Continues. It did a 10-episode run. It's probably one of the best. There's too many to actually mention. Even our friend Eric Moran was involved with one that actually had Nichelle Nichols from the original Star Trek. She was in that. Walter Koenig, I believe, was in that one as well. But this one, yeah, it looks interesting. I'll definitely watch it, check it out. I'm not a big fan of CGI. So, I'm still going to watch it because, I mean, it is Star Trek. But, if people could get back to the models and work practical effects, I don't know if that's cost efficient. It probably isn't. But if people could get to that point where they could go back to the practical effects of models and things like that, I think that's so much better. And, I'm a part of several model maker groups. I post them on Sci-Fi Visions a lot. Some of these guys, man, they do such amazing work. Again, I don't know how cost efficient it is. Maybe it is a cost issue, and that's why they're using so many. Digital models are a big deal too. You see a lot of that as well. So maybe that's what it is. But yeah, definitely, you guys check that out. That looks like a really interesting series.
It really does. Like I said, like the elaborate sets that they built. You kind of knocked the CGI there, but I even thought that was pretty cool. Something that I'm assuming is low budget. I was expecting, seeing somebody's hand holding the model going across the screen.
No, they've gone way beyond that. I mean, computer technology today has really allowed fans to make such good films that are out there. I mean, seriously, if you ever are bored one day, go to YouTube and just type in Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever genre you like, fan-made film. There are hundreds of them out there from all over the world. I mean, they're in French, they're in German, Swahili. I mean, it's crazy what's out there. All sorts of good stuff that's out there. So, not all of them have the best production or whatever, but some of them are really fun to watch. I would say the ones from India are really fun to watch because they generally get it wrong, and it's just kind of funny to watch that.
Oh man! So the Bollywood Star Trek and Star Wars isn't ready for
it's not
for mainlight.
It's by no means Bollywood. These are just fan-made films. The ones from Africa are pretty funny too. Just as far as like they put their own spin on it. The way that they do it. If you've ever watched some of the African action films that are being made nowadays, just straight for exclusive streaming, some of them are so crazy, dude. It's hilarious. I enjoy it. It's like Sharknado, man.
Oh wow!
Right?
My goodness. Okay, so this next one I didn't even know was coming, but I believe it's coming to HBO Max. Pretty quick. It's Snyder's Justice League. So let's watch the trailer.
Real quick, to do a background on this, Zack Snyder had to leave production of the Justice League. Joss Whedon took over. So this is his interpretation. This is the work that he did. There was a lot of stuff that was cut from this film. So when they say Zack Snyder's Justice League movie, this is all the stuff that you didn't get to see. This is the stuff that a lot of the actors said you needed to watch this, because this is a really good version of it. So when you see these previews, if you've seen Justice League, you're very familiar with the story, the film itself. There's a lot of extra bonus footage on here, including the Joker, including Superman in the black suit, including Apocalypse. So different things like that. So keep your eyes out on this, and no more spoilers. Check it out.
Assuming you're Alfred.
This is what we know. The world has grown dark, and while we have reason to fear, we have the strength not to. There are heroes among us to remind us that only from fear comes courage. That only from the darkness can we truly feel the light.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Okay. That looks pretty badass. I'm just saying. I'm not even a comic book fan. That looks pretty freaking badass. Is it already on there?
Oh, no, it'll be there in like 2 or 3 days. But
okay.
Yeah, the biggest issue I have with DC versus Marvel is Marvel was pitched to be fun, comic-like movies, like the comic books, and they got it. They absolutely got it. That's why there's, 29 of their films right now?
Right.
In DC, I mean, outside of the original Superman and Batman and different things like that, they don't have a lot, man. They tried to start this DC universe, and it's just stalled. And it's because they made it too dark.
I was about to say, you can definitely tell the difference.
Yeah, you can definitely tell. It's too heavy. It's like Marvel, boom, superheroes, yeah. DC, whoa, it's just heavy, man. You're just like, this is really dramatic. They're coming to kill you. Batman's gonna fuck you up.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I think Ben Affleck as Batman was actually pretty spot on. I like that a lot. But that standalone Joker movie that Joaquin Phoenix did, dude, that was phenomenal.
Bro, me and you were. I was about to say, if you're gonna go after Joker, me and you are gonna fight because I thought that motherfucker was great.
That was an amazing film. But it was like a different type of film outside. If you want to do a dark DC film, go outside. If you want to build a DC universe, and you gotta build something almost like the Super Friends. Marvel does something really good because it's bright, it's flashy, it's superheroes. Yeah, DC is just way too dark. Like I wasn't a big fan of the last trilogy of the Batman films. Gosh, I forget the guy's name that did it, but it's someone, Heath Ledger. He was in the second one, Dark Knight Returns.
See, and that's something that's got me a lot of hate tweets. I think Joaquin did a better Joker than Heath.
Well, I mean, he honestly, did. I mean, Heath Ledger's Joker was good. I think he got the Oscar because he died.
I think it was great.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, but then you're taking away from Jack Nicholson did a great Joker too.
True.
I mean, all
of which, the Joker that they showed in that one, while we're talking about this, looked a little bit off. I don't know whether it was a screen graphic or what have, completely black and white.
Well, that was the Joker from the Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Oh, what's his name? Yeah. See, I just can't think of names tonight. I don't fucking know. It's that emu guy that's in that band. Yeah, I know it's called emo, but I call them emus just because it pisses them off. If there are any emu fans out there that actually watch our show, yes, I call you emus because I think you're kind of weird.
And our one guy in Cummins just dropped.
I know. Yeah, he's just like, I like emu chicks, they're hot.
But no, overall, I think it looks good. You know, I think it's the difference in who they're marketed to. I think Marvel stuff is more marketed to, you know, the preteens, the children, whereas DC is kind of the adult version.
See, I would disagree. When you watch films like Iron Man, that's a great film. Standalone, that's an amazing film. Guardians of the Galaxy, great film. Thor Ragnarok, awesome film. You know,
You got a half chub right now, don't you?
Dude, Fat Thor in Avengers Endgame, you can't beat that, man. That was the first time I looked like a superhero in my entire life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am Fat Thor. But no, Marvel just gets it better. You know, even the television shows that they did on Netflix, you know, Daredevil and Luke Cage, you know, all the 4 series that they did, plus the Punisher, they just got it right. Where DC, like their WB series, I don't know. It's kind of like watching 90210 with superheroes. I'm not a big fan. You know, there's some cool crossover stuff that they did, things like that. Constantine was kind of cool, but yeah, I'm just I don't know. Where'd Doug go? He's not coming back.
I don't know whether he's having connection issues or what's going on. He hasn't even seen my message, so that makes me think that he may be having connection issues.
Gotcha.
Here, we'll put it this way. I'm definitely planning on watching it on HBO Max. Are you going to watch it, or has it turned you off?
No, I mean, I'm going to watch it. You know, I watched Justice League before, and yeah, I'm eventually going to watch this, but I haven't even seen the second Wonder Woman yet. You know?
I haven't either. You're talking about 1984?
Yeah. And it's just, you know, it's finding the time to do it all. Like I said, there's so many shows I want to stream, and, you know, life and family, kids, all this other stuff. You know, things get in the way.
What's that?
Yeah, if I actually watched everything that I wanted to, I'd be like Jabba the Hutt, man, on my couch. Like, there on go. You know?
So here's one that I think is going to be required viewing in my household coming up. It's one reason why I'm glad I've kept my HBO subscription. And I just found out about it today. I don't know if you're familiar with the video game, but The Last of Us.
I own it, yeah.
It's being made into an HBO series. I'm pretty excited about this, and they actually have a YouTube video about the cast made by Austin Birch. So we'll watch this real quick.
Yeah,
we'll be right back.
I was just gonna.
Finally! It has been a very busy day for video game adaptations. Earlier with the brand new Sonic teaser, and now The Last of Us has cast both of its leads. Today we are going to talk about all of this. I need you in the comments down below. Are you excited about this casting? Are you hesitant? And are you a fan of this video game? I, for one, can't wait to talk about it. Let's start with the character of Ellie that was announced around 5 to 6 hours ago. Game of Thrones breakout Bella Ramsey has been cast to play Ellie in the HBO series. This series is, of course, based off of Neil Druckmann's 2013 video game, and Chernobyl creator Craig Mazin will pin the television adaptation. That gets me excited. But as for this casting, most everyone here will recognize Bella from Game of Thrones, where she stole almost every scene she was a part of. Absolutely incredible. More recently, she was the main character in the show on Netflix titled Hilda, where she was an incredible voice actress. Also starred in Judy, so a wide range of credits to her name. She seems like a great fit to play this character. Not only does she have a lot of television experience, but she is seasoned in terms of a grand show show like Game of Thrones, so that should carry over well into The Last of Us, which will inevitably be one of the biggest shows HBO has ever done. Now, before we get into our main character, if you guys enjoy this news update and you'd like to see more coverage of The Last of Us HBO series, be sure to drop a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts down below. We do not only have the character of Ellie, we have the title, the marquee character in Joel, none other than Pedro Pascal. If you're a fan of The Mandalorian, you know exactly who this man is, but talk about a wide range of projects. Pedro Pascal has done everything from Game of Thrones, which we just talked about, to The Mandalorian, to The Kingsman, to Wonder Woman 1984, We Can Be Heroes, The Equalizer 2, a huge star in the Netflix series Narcos. So, a very seasoned actor, and one that I believe will fit the role extremely well. Maybe not everyone's first choice. Another Game of Thrones star, Nikolaj Coster-Waldau, was rumored, or at least put in place in terms of people trying to cast the role for a long time. And he does fit the role extremely well, but taking what we know from Game of Thrones is exactly what they did with Pedro Pascal. Now, earlier today, we heard a rumor that Mahershala Ali was surrounding the role, which I would have been okay with. He is a phenomenal actor. Obviously, winning 2 Academy Awards, that's a big deal. But I love this Pedro Pascal casting. It's not necessarily, again, one that I predicted, but the guy is just so good. And he already kind of has the father.
Okay, we can kill the love fest. But with that being said, Sean, I dig the choices. You got 2 people coming in from Game of Thrones to play this. Like he said, this is going to be one of the biggest productions HBO's ever done for a series. So you need somebody that has been around something that is of that epic proportions, like Game of Thrones was. And, you're familiar with these people as well. So I totally dig it. I'm looking forward to it. I like the game. I'm digging it. Sean?
No. Pascal, actually, he's the Mandalorian, which is kind of cool. That was like the big news this week as far as he joining the cast and everything. And if you've ever played the game, man, that's an awesome game. So to see the series, I mean, this is like The Walking Dead, but the HBO version. So it's going to be 100 times better than The Walking Dead, which sucks, by the way. I hate The Walking Dead. I used to love it, but I really hate it now.
Send your hate tweets to Sean Castleberry.
Exactly. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead, kiss my pink ass. Anyway, this is actually going to be really great. It's going to be awesome. HBO does it well, but be prepared to see a lot of TNA because that's what HBO does. Yeah, if it's on HBO, TNA all day long.
Gratuitous sex, all sorts of shit.
Gratuitous titty, giant nipple, zombie nipples. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Ooh, zombie nipples? That sounds attractive.
I'm sure they're gonna be oozing blood and stuff.
Hey, I mean. Anyway, Manicus Manic, are you familiar with the Last of Us game?
I am not. Never heard of this game.
It's so good.
It really is. Good. It really is. It's a great game. It's zombie apocalypse type shit again. So, like he said,
I haven't been an avid gamer since the PS2.
Oh wow!
Wow!
Oh wow! Okay. That's like what 3 generations ago now.
Yeah,
something like that.
My last PS2 game.
I work for a living.
Hey, I work for a living.
So do I. Yeah, I still play a few games every now and then.
I don't have time for games.
I feel you.
The Last of Us was kind of it kind of ran the bandwagon of The Walking Dead and the popularity of zombies and everything. But it was a great story. And then there was Last of Us 2. Man, phenomenal sales on that game, right? If anybody knows about it, it's just whoever wrote a really great story. So that's why the fans really love this news that HBO is going to, especially HBO, because HBO makes some of the greatest television shows ever.
I mean, besides the gratuitous TNA, HBO, I don't think has ever fumbled the ball on anything they've done. So, I mean,
yes, they did. They fumbled a great ball. You know what they should have done? Back in the day, there should have been a crossover between their main series. You could have had somebody from The Wire that was arrested and put in Oz, and was killed and buried on, what was it, 6 feet under?
Oh,
you could have merged all of those.
Oh,
I was waiting for that to come through, and it never happened. Dropped the ball big time.
Oh my God, that sounds
And then
so
at the end,
amazing.
Polly comes by and kills everybody.
That sounds so amazing. Hold on, Mania's Manny just blew my mind right now.
Right.
I was looking for a big time crossover with those 3 shows while they were going on.
Does HBO ever do crossovers? Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever seen one of their shows crossover, but that would be amazing.
Yeah, they could have brought the Sopranos into it too. You know, somebody from the Sopranos got caught on the wire, sent to Oz, and once he got shanked or whatever in prison, he was buried in the show 6 feet under.
Oh my God, God, I need HBO to hire Manicus Manic right now.
Oh, I'd love that.
That sounds amazing. I'm not even gonna lie. Hold on, I'm having my nerd moment over here. And I need a moment to collect myself.
Look at him. He's all like, "Ooh, lordy." Ooh. If you guys aren't from the South, I guess you won't get that at all. But we're all Southerners. So yeah, we all.
I got my little white hanky over here.
Bless his heart.
Oh, my stars. Okay, so this one, Manny, you actually sent that I thought was pretty cool. Scientists believe they have found a portal to the 5th dimension, and shockingly, I found a YouTube video about it. This is from the Social Baba on YouTube. This sounds so freaking cool, though, so here we go.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to your channel, The Social Baba. Friends, in a new study, scientists say they can explain dark matter by positing a particle that links to a 5th dimension. Friends, before we proceed further, do subscribe your channel, press the bell icon to never miss an update from all around the world. While the wrapped extra dimension WED is a trademark of a popular physics model first introduced in 1999, the research published in the European Physical Journal CE is the first to cohesively use the theory to explain the long-lasting dark matter problem within the particle physics. Dark matter could be a result of formation pushed into a wrapped 5th dimension. This theory builds on an idea first stated in 1999. That's all for the update today. Do subscribe your channel, press the bell icon to never miss an update from all around the world. Our knowledge of the physical universe relies on the idea of dark matter, which take up the vast majority of matter in the universe.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I had a really hard time understanding that.
Yeah. It's bad enough when people are just reading something and you can tell that they're not really putting their own inflection into it. When you have an accent that heavy, it makes it even worse.
It was pretty deep. Why, Sean?
Me being on this show now, I've hit what, 2 of them. Now I'm talking about Indian people, and I've talked about gypsies and
right.
Yeah.
Right. You hit the 2 big
the
big
Mexican,
ones. No,
the Mexican is going to be the racist, huh?
Yeah. The brown guy's the racist. Who knew?
No, I mean I get what the guy was saying, and this is more for
you did hold on, translate for me.
Okay, so this is more about behind the curtain. You know, they're talking about the 5th dimension. I mean, some people think there are as many as 13 dimensions. This is definitely quantum physics that we're talking about here, way beyond most people's ability to comprehend. But, you know, we live in 3 dimensions. They say there's a 4th, but the 5th is something that they've been talking about for about 40 years now, 50 years actually, maybe even more. I think Einstein even talked about it a little bit. So it's kind of a science thing, kind of a real nerd thing right there, going into that. And yeah, I didn't understand anything that guy was saying. I'm sorry about that. I don't understand it. But yeah, go ahead. Don't cancel me, please, people. It was just a joke. Just a fucking joke.
At least you didn't say something about welcome to the 7-Eleven.
Right. You did that. So cancel Michael, not me. Okay. I didn't play like a boo there. That was Michael, right, Scully?
We have a Scully. Okay, so I mean, I think it's pretty badass though. I've always thought that these science things were freaking sweet as hell. Manny, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, once you start getting into other dimensions, you start wondering what all is possible. Is it possible to travel through time? Is it possible to travel, I mean, even from this continent to another continent via going through another dimension?
Right.
It opens the door for possibilities, and that's what I thought was cool and why I shared it to this group, because I am a bit of a nerd and I look at stuff like that, and I just really think there's so much potential in the sci-fi realm.
Right. And I mean, that's really what you're getting into is sci-fi, you know, back from the days, back when I was a kid and back when you guys were a kid, you'd step into a portal and all of a sudden be like de-itemized or whatever, de-iodized, whatever the fuck, de-atomized. And then you'd like show the fuck up in the other place. And like, this is just cool to me. Like, this is some cool shit. This is some cool shit to me. Like, you know, the first question I have, of course, is like any great superhero movie. Unfortunately, would it be weaponized by our government?
Oh, I'm sure it would. It's one of the first things they want to do is try to figure out how to use it to control others.
Right. Like a motherfucker just show up all of a sudden. What's up? But no, like fucking, it's cool to me. Like, you know, obviously without the worry. I think that the first thing we would see would be a government use for it, honestly, before we even knew that they were able to do these things. And then all of a sudden it'd be like, hey, look at this new form of travel. You can get to, you know, Europe in 2 seconds and shit. Like,
right.
But that would be cool as hell. Obviously it'd be expensive as hell too, I'm sure. But I mean, it's something. It's something that
especially after big business got a hold of it.
Like you said, I mean, when you get into these talks, you think about not what's impossible, but like what can they come up with next?
Right.
I remember a few years ago that, and I don't know whatever happened to them, but I remember they were trying in a lab, I believe in the Netherlands. They were trying to make an artificial black hole. Like, these motherfuckers, who sits around and thinks of this shit?
You're talking about the Hadron Collider, and what they were wanting to do is create a singularity. And a lot of people took that the wrong way, and they thought, well, if you create a singularity, you may open up a black hole and you might destroy the planet. So theoretically, yeah, that's possible, but it's very highly improbable. And they were able to do it. You know, they created a singularity, which was really cool. So what they're doing there at the Hadron Collider is trying to, you know, find the mysteries to the beginning of the universe.
Well, I mean, like I said again, though, it like, who comes up with this shit? Who's just like, I swear they're all smoking weed, doing some heavy ass drugs,
LSD.
And they're like, hey, you know what I want to fucking do today? I want to find a portal to the 5th dimension so we can start fucking doing this shit. Like, it's cool as hell, though. Like, these people just sit around and are just like, don't tell me I can't do that shit. I'm going to find a way to do that shit. Like, it's awesome.
All right,
It's
Sean,
awesome.
I need you to stop playing with your head, dude. All right.
Yeah. It's kind of disturbing at this point.
What are you talking about?
Playing with your little head down there, you know.
Your little bald head. Don't you tap that bald head. Oh, God, we're going to get canceled. Oh, God. Okay, so one more time before we get off the air here, I want to talk about the Show Us Your Mug contest. Of course, the contest, you can get a free copy of the comic sent to you, absolutely free. You don't even have to pay shipping and handling. All you have to do is take a picture holding up a sign like that Sean was shoving in the camera's eye, and you get a free comic. But to win the contest by February 28th, Saturday, February 28th, the end of the day, we need you to send us the most creative picture. The most creative picture that you can take, and then we'll choose. We'll get amongst ourselves and choose the most creative one, and they'll get a signed copy of the comic as well as a patch as well, absolutely free of charge. So,
Careful, what's your leg? What's your leg?
Sean, you're not eligible to win that, by the way. You're just a drunk captain, sir.
And what day is that?
February 28th is a Saturday, so that is the final day to enter. And
February
you have to come.
28th is not a Saturday.
Is the 28th a Sunday? Is this calendar messed up? Yes, the 28th is a Sunday. My bad.
Yes.
It's on Sunday, the 28th.
The 27th is a wrestling program in Hot Springs area.
I like that.
Yes.
Look at that transition Manny just made.
Look at that self-promotion. Sunday.
No, Saturday, the 27th.
Saturday.
South Central Wrestling in the Hot Springs area.
And speaking of South Central Wrestling, tomorrow we are going to have the Manny Hispani on the Wrestling Wrap-Up podcast with myself and Aaron at noon, from noon to about 2 or so. We're going to be speaking with the Manny Hispani about how he came up with the South Central Wrestling, how he started his career, some of the stuff you can look forward to seeing coming up here at SCW, and, what the outcome
You can catch old shows on SCW Arkansas on YouTube.
Ooh,
Yeah.
shit. Sean, I'm going to need you subscribed right now, sir. Show your support.
I'm working on it. You sounded like a Skeetsies from The Dark Crystal. Hey!
Oh God, he's put some muffs on his head. He's put some muffs
one of the things nobody has talked about, because I'm guest appearing tonight on this show, but regularly I am on American Idiots.
Yes.
Since hanging this backdrop, nobody has mentioned the fact that when I sit just right, it kind of looks like the holiness circle around my head.
Right?
Nobody
God,
has
it kind of does.
we call you
So now y'all will never be able to unsee that. I'm like, holy.
I know, right? Like, goodness. I don't know how I feel about this. Wow, this kind of turned into an American Idiots takeover of Sci-Fi Visions tonight. I just now realized that.
I can't help that, the other nerds of the group didn't want to come play.
Absolutely. Well, Sean, I guess this is your show, sir. So I'll let you and your little head there take us out.
Okay, so this has been Sci-Fi Visions. For Donald, who had to leave us, technical issues or whatever was going on right there, we definitely want you guys to show us your mug. Send in a photo with something that says, I love Sci-Fi Visions. If you do that, it's really simple. Takes 2 seconds to do it. You get a free comic book. First 50 people that do it get a free comic book, the Star Trek Audacious comic. So please check that out. We're going to be back next Friday, 7:30. Monday, we are going to do The American Idiots. You will see the 3 of us on the American Idiots podcast Monday night.
You're guaranteed to see the 3 of us, at least.
Absolutely. And then, of course, check out the Manic Hispanics wrestling that he's going to be doing. You guys are doing a show tomorrow, right?
No, sir.
No, not till the 27th.
Oh, I thought there was one tomorrow. My bad. There is some show.
I am going to wrestle tomorrow in Texas.
Okay. There is a show that's playing tomorrow. I saw that on the feeds. I don't know which show that is, but we do so many shows, I get them all confused. Sorry about that.
The wrestling wrap-ups tomorrow.
Right.
Yes, wrestling wrap-up. I'll be on that show tomorrow.
Okay. See, I told you there was one tomorrow.
Yeah. You were right.
Scully, go ahead and take us out. For Sci-Fi Visions, this is Scully. We'll see you next week.
Sci-Fi Visions. Here we go.